My name is Marc Angelo Coppola, and I am a superhero engineer at Superhero Academy. I'm also the co-founder of the Valhalla movement, and we are expert storytellers. I believe that there is a simple way for telling an engaging story, and there's a formula for it. Now, many people are out there doing marketing, but marketing at this point is really about storytelling. So, what is the 4 simple steps that every single story needs to have? Well, it's fairly simple. I'm going to tell you the secret that it takes to build an engaging following for people to interact with you and your brand. It's called the why, what, how, and now. So when was the last time somebody came up to you that you just met and asked you, what do you do? See, I think that's an awful question. And most of us instinctively just tell people our title. Here's the reality though. I say something very different. I say, I'll tell you what I do, but first let me tell you why I do it. The why is the first step and the most crucial piece of telling an engaging story. People do not buy what you do or what you're selling or what service you might be providing. What they do is accept the offers from people that they believe in. And that belief is established through the why. So again, when somebody asks you what you do, start with your why. Now the why is simple and clear. It needs to be a vision and a mission. Something you are absolutely connected to and committed to that nobody can take away from you. When people understand what vision and mission you have and they can connect to the values within that mission, they are going to resonate with you and feel the spectrum of emotions that is your story. Your story allows you to really connect one-on-one with the individuals, whether they be behind the screen or in person. And by connecting with people, people want to work with you. They want to find ways that they can actually help your what. The second step in engaging story is the what. People need to be clear as to what you are doing and what you are focusing on. It's one thing to bring out your mission and vision on a larger scale, but people want to know what you're working on right now. How does this apply to the everyday scenario of today? The what is a very clear, often one-sentence description of your personal and your organizational goals. Step number 3, the how. Once people understand your vision and what you are doing, now they're curious as to how you're doing it. How are you executing this idea and moving closer to that mission? But it's not just about describing how and the path that you're going to take to getting to there, but it's also about how it is relevant to the person who is listening. How does what I do affect what you care about? So when you're describing your process of how, remember, how does it relate to me? Why should I care about your process? Why should I care to see that you are going to be able to achieve the things that you're setting out to achieve? The last steps mean nothing if you don't have the now. The now is the action steps that people could take immediately that empowers people to engage with your story. The now is the one thing, not 10, not 7, not 4, not even 2, one thing that you want people to take action on at that given moment. You need to make sure to offer it directly and make a path that goes from A to B, but not through C. So that's it. That was the why, what, how, and now of storytelling. But if you have any questions, make sure to reach out. The links are in the description.
Hey, my name is Marty. I'm the communications officer for Valhalla. And for today's class, we were talking about crowdfunding and what you need to do to start your campaign and get it to succeed. For one thing, we cover very well the story, making sure that you have the why, what, how, and now. And of course, make sure people know that you are a credible source. You're someone who's reliable and they should fund you for that reason. Here are some things that you can do to be credible on crowdfunding. For one, get early support from your friends and family and the people around you. By getting a campaign going at the very beginning, it shows big numbers and it allows future people who fund your campaign to see that others have supported it and believe that something is happening. A second thing that you can do is actually put the content out of your campaign on as many networks as possible and show that it's been shown on this network. And the third thing you can do to be more credible is to put your money where your mouth is and invest in yourself. Put in some money at the beginning of the campaign to show that there's people supporting it, including yourself. Before your campaign starts, it's important for people to know what you're about and hear about you, because by having them collectively supporting you beforehand, when it's time to launch a campaign, you'll get that early support. So start working on your social media or your articles or your videos and things like that, and slowly creating a buzz about your product before the campaign will allow you to get those early buy-ins. When I'm talking about content creation, I'm talking about blogs, I'm talking about pictures, I'm talking about videos, and I'm talking about memes, graphics, anything that will get people to look at you and to share what you have to share. It's very important for you to have beautiful visuals for your crowdfunding. This includes a video and the graphics. People on the internet have a very short attention span, and when they see something that is visually appealing, they're more likely to stick with you all the way to the end of the video or of the page of your campaign. A good video has to have a very high quality. It needs to be funny, it needs to be gritty, it needs to constantly give people something interesting at every second. A new joke, a new aspect to it. Because like I said, our attention span on the internet is very small. So you need to keep us excited throughout the video. Rewards are a very important factor for crowdfunding campaigns. You need to have different levels of rewards for all purposes. Whether it's a small amount, $1, $5, $10, whereas the rewards is just a good feeling to the supporter, to higher amounts where they actually get something more tangible in their hands. The more you have brackets, the more likely that someone will support you. A very popular bracket is the $25 to $35 bracket. You need rewards for that, for sure. The rewards need to be relatable to your project. Some people think it's complicated, but if you're creative, you can come up with tons of ideas. If you have a travel company, you can go with eco backpacks, you can go with eco tents, eco water bottles. They relate to traveling, but they might not relate to your company specifically. At least it's a decent reward for your campaign. Another thing to keep in mind is the shipping. A lot of people forget that that costs money, included in the price, or say that shipping is not included. There's a lot of crowdfunding platforms that have existed for many years now, and more are growing every single year. The most popular one, or most known one, is Kickstarter, which is more product-based, more technology-based. And if you have a startup company, it's a good way to kickstart your company. Indiegogo is better for causes or for content. So if you have a documentary, if you have a film, or if you have a comic book, anything that is content, you're more likely to get supporters in the community that comes with Indiegogo. If it's a personal project, there's GoFundMe. If it's more of a charity, you can go with CrowdRise. And then there's tons of others that you can look into. But you can for sure find the platform that relates to you specifically and to your target audience. There's so much more to share about crowdfunding, and if you have any questions, you can contact me at hahaha@valhallamovement.com. My name is Marty, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
What's up? My name is Lawrence, and I'm Valhalla's social media guru, here to give you tips on social media with my class, Immaculate Exposure. The class covers all of the basic pillars so that you can have an immaculate social media platform. One of the first pillars is knowing the theme of your social enterprise. Knowing the theme of your social enterprise is imperative to becoming the master of such a topic. Being consistent and always going back on that theme is how you create an awesome page. Second pillar is cooperation, and it's the best way to avoid paying for ads. Find other pages and social enterprises that you relate to and share with them and share their things so that you both can simultaneously grow your reach. Make sure to offer them a win-win scenario. You have meaningful content that you want to share that they're in line with, and they have meaningful content that they want to share that you're in line with. So reach out through any means possible. The worst they can say is no. The third and final pillar of Valhalla's social media management is how to preserve your integrity through principles such as satyagraha. Satyagraha is a philosophy that was popularized by Gandhi and then later used by Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King to spread their message. It basically translates to finding that truth force inside of each and every one of us and using that as the basis of our intent to spreading our message. So before I make a post, I put my fingers on the keyboard and I close my eyes and I ask myself, why is it important for people to know this message? And then I always make sure that the message concludes with something that unites us. That's how you create immaculate exposure. So my name's Lawrence, and I'm Valhalla's social media guru, and that was immaculate exposure in a nutshell. If you're interested and you have any questions, feel free to call me. Details are in the description below.
Hey, I'm Germ, co-president of Valhalla and person in charge of video production, here to teach you a little bit of the skills and tips that you're gonna need to document and to share with your network what you're doing and how you're doing it. First off, we're gonna start with, do you even have a camera? And does it matter? Because even if you don't have an expensive camera, you might have one at ease. And this is all you're gonna need to start video and documenting your project. Technology is moving so fast. Everyone's taking pictures and they might not have a camera. They just happen to have a phone that has a camera. And that's true for video as well. As technology advances, you might want to get used to this, because just like the camera, pretty soon everyone's gonna have the video camera in their pocket. So now we got no excuses. You got yourself a camera. All you're gonna need is the recipe to make a powerful video. And that's gonna take a host, some clips, and of course, some music. A host is someone who provides an audio track for people to listen to. It also provides the context to the video itself. Having a host is incredibly important. If you're behind the camera and you can't be the host, it's up to you as the director to find someone that you are filming and ask them politely if you could take them aside and ask for an intro and an outro. This is the audio that you're gonna need to make your video. The second element to a video are the clip shots. These are also known as insert shots. While I'm talking, you might wanna throw something on top that helps what I'm talking about. These videos set the atmosphere and give another context to what the viewer is experiencing. They're incredibly important, and all you have to do is go around and film what's happening. Adding music to your video is a powerful tool to influence the emotions of the viewer through the audio senses. You could search terms like copyright free or Creative Commons, but the best thing to do is to find artists that you can contact directly and ask them if you can use their music in your videos with credit in the description. You'll be surprised how fast you get that yes. So now that you have the three ingredients of the host, the clips, and the music, it's time to put that recipe together and make that main course, which is your video. So it's imperative that the host gives you an intro and an outro. Without these two videos, you won't have context for your video and you won't have closure. Essentially what I'm saying is you won't have a video. You got the intro, you got the outro. How you fill up in between is entirely up to you and what sets you apart from other producers. That's where you add in your style. That's where you add in your flavor. So how do you want to play the meat of the video? How is the major content going to be displayed? Is it going to be displayed in a montage? Is it going to be displayed with testimonials? That's entirely up to you as the producer, editor, and director. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm just going to give you the recipe that you need to start producing your own videos. And this was a crash course on how you can produce your own videos and document your enterprise.